Well, here's what we're up to today. Got a 1/2-inch chain all in red there. But we are going to work on this Freightliner. Hopefully we don't get any more interruptions here, but I'm going to put a AM/FM stereo radio in this. I tried working on this the other day and I got interrupted with the payloader, having to replace the steering orbital metering motor or what have you. Lukens has got this older Freightliner in the shop. This is a 2011. This used to be a burn milk truck. That's a 2001. Did I say 11? I think I said 11, but it's a 2001. It had an oil leak. I think Jared found something on the back of the engine leaking oil. And Lukens pulled the oil pan out of it. The oil, I don't know, the gasket was a little weak on the oil pan, but the oil pan needed to be removed, I think, in order for that one part that they're gonna fix on the back side of the engine. He's also replacing motor mounts. They're shot on this truck too. Same vintage as the Kenworth that we had in the shop here a few weeks ago. And he is, he's put a new gasket on the power steering pump, right? You're putting that in now?
Yeah.
So he's got that going back in, and we're just trying to save a little money on engine oil. But another project that the monkeys are working on here. See that? The monkeys? Nah, we like to give you guys nicknames every once in a while, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. What nickname do you like? You don't like the nickname Numbnuts, do you?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother you. They're ripping the seats out of this. We've got to replace the floor mat in here. The mat's all goofed up, stretched out. And what is the other reason why we're replacing the floor mat in here? Do you know why?
Yeah, somebody spilled. Yeah.
Yeah. The diesel exhaust fluid got spilled in the cab of the truck. We don't know how much. Who did that? Did you do it, Damien? So we're thinking it got down in underneath it, and then it just, we can't get rid of the smell in the cab, especially when the sun beats on the glass for a couple hours. So that's what we're working on. New floor mats, $835. Okay, they've got the seats removed. Just got to pull some of the hey, hold on a minute here. Just, I'll have to get that for you. Gotta get these plastic door panel or plastic panels off so that we can, when we go to put the new mat back in, it'll just sit down on the floor. But this is how much crap was underneath the mat, just from washing it out and then the water making its way in underneath the mat. So we'll get this out of here, and then we'll clean everything. Down in the rocker panel area of the truck, there's a lot of just nasty looking stuff, you know, just whatever was on our feet getting in and out of the truck. This was never going to rid itself of this stuff. It's still got a pungent smell here right now, and then there's a lot of gravelly type stuff just from this stuff being in above the rocker panel and running back and forth when the water was in there. So this is probably worse than a freaking submerged vehicle in a floodplain or something, unless it was in salt water. That urea is just as bad as salt water. So I've got to release, you know, I got moisture down in underneath there. The here is the, well, this isn't the jack that come with the truck, that was in the truck, but this is the factory jack here. That's got to get cleaned up yet. We've got the tire iron tools. They were all covered in it. The little envelope doohickey that holds them, we're gonna clean that up. We've got the rubber door jamb pieces where they were down in on the floor. All the metal clips are corroded now.
You should tell about this.
Oh yeah, these guys had a heck of a time trying to figure out how to get this 60-40 seat out. The 60%, the larger side is on this side, and I said, well, there's got to be another latch there, but they already had the bottom unbolted, and it took a little bit more to get that unlatched with the bottom unbolted, but we managed to get it. So we'll just have to continue to rip this stuff out.
Yeah, I know.
You might be thinking, oh geez, you could just clean this up and put it back in, but it's all stretched out. These guys have put 5-gallon pails of oil in here. I think that has spilled in the past. And we've never ran a set of floor mats because this truck has, you know, the rubber floor in it. But oil on our shoes, getting in and out of the truck, and that has just killed this stuff. So we probably better get a set of floor mats in here after we get this put in it, and just, yeah, well, all right. Well, this is a pretty good sign. We hear this thing running anyways. Do we have oil going on the floor? Well, there wouldn't be if you didn't put any in it, right? There is oil in it. He's got the oil pan on. Christ, you got less of a mess than I had with truck 9 on this.
I think I wore most of it.
Yeah. So there was a plug on the back side of the engine that wouldn't have went in too easy without that oil pan on there, correct? Yeah. So, that were a majority of the oil leak was coming from, and you got your motor mounts in too. How bad were they? Are they in the trash can? I'll grab them. Oh, they're here. Well, that's a little different than the motor mounts that were a little different style than what Kenworth used, but these are hammered. And again, this is probably rubber here that's really not too awful kind when oil gets into it. You would think if it's up around the engine that wouldn't matter, but yeah. So I see another problem. We got, I don't know what the hell this line is. Probably went to a fuel filter unit or a transmission oil cooler line or something, but that's kind of rated in the hammer zone for when that axle bottoms out. See that there?
Leaking.
It's not leaking, but if that jams up and that stopper hits it, it's gonna be awesome. So, all right, let's see if we can get a couple more years out of this old girl. 25 years old. So, all right. We'll show you what progress has been made on this thing here. They vacuumed some of it and air blown some of it, but it is just a mess. Oh well. Alright, so the other day we ended up removing the old radio. This wasn't working, the knobs broke off of it. I imagine there's probably a blown fuse and whatever like that. And the radio that we were going to put in there is going to require us to change the wiring, change that plug. But Jared had another radio. We're going to open this up. This one here might plug into that plug. We're not sure. So let's get this out of the box here and we'll see if this will allow us to just plug it in, if you will. So I think we gotta make sure is that it fits in the dash as well, and it does look as though that's got the correct plug on it. I guess the next thing is it gonna fit? Looks like it's probably gonna fit that spot too. That will plug in, and it will just fall into place. So we'll get our antenna wire hooked up here. Plug our wire in. We'll see if it works. Let's see if it works. Power's on. We have alright, the antenna doesn't work, so no, alright. So we got power, but we have no antenna. We gotta look around and see if the antenna's broke on this or what. I don't know where it is on this. Alright. It looks like that's gonna work. So, alright, we don't have this pushed into the dash yet because I didn't know if I'd have to dig it out, but I backed the truck outside because I wasn't sure if the antenna was working.
He has not.
And it is. This is a Bluetooth radio and it has CarPlay on it, so you just go into CarPlay here and it's just like any other radio in like a modern vehicle. This is a pretty handy radio. It's got that type of stuff on it. You could hook your maps up to it and do navigation. Android Auto, that would not work with maps right there. So it shows the map on here, and if I was to turn maps on my phone, It's kind of like the way maps works in my pickup truck. So yeah, shows that up right there. We're gonna go to Deer Road in Syracuse. That's how it shows up, just like it would on your phone. So pretty handy radio, really. So all right, we're gonna get this back inside, and we'll get it pushed into the dash. Then we're gonna start wiring in this two-way radio. All right, so we've got our radio installed, and we're getting ready to install this two-way radio. Had to take the door panel apart, and I had to do that because we need to put the antenna on the mirror, and in order to do that, we got to pull the wires back through this bracket that's on the mirror. So they had a regular CB antenna mounted to this mirror. We're going to cut that and then pull the GMRS antenna wire through that tube. Then we got to come out the door, through the door. Then we're going to have to drill a hole through the firewall to get it through the firewall. And then we're going to mount the radio up in the ceiling, run the wire up alongside that pillar post right there and over and into the radio. So we've got to do some goofing around here with fishing wires and whatever. So fun stuff. All right, here is the progress that they have made on getting this truck cleaned up. There's a lot of mud down in the threshold area. I got the floor all cleaned off. They took these bare metal pieces that were in the cab here, put a little paint on them, just because we didn't know if there was some diesel exhaust fluid that got up on there, and that's just gonna turn brown after a while. They did a little bit of an interior cleaning here. Doesn't look too bad. All of the black plastic molded pieces, they ended up cleaning up them as well. And then here is the new floor mat that is going to go in it. It's like, yeah, they ended up charging a little less money than they originally said they were going to charge us for that. But the seats, they ended up painting the bottoms of the seats, just the metal. Actually, they've got to do a little bit right there. You can kind of see how this stuff is starting to turn brown, and they generally do anyways. And then we have a new plastic piece to put on the tailgate. So we'll show you what things look like as they get to putting this here back together. All right, Damien's got the floor mat in here, and he's just getting some of these other things together here. He's got the heater duct piece in, and he's got to start putting his moldings in. All right, they got everything back together here. They are just going through now and cleaning up the seats. Let's see, these seats are wore out. This truck has, where's the keys to it?
I think it's on the door.
This truck's got like,
Yeah, right there.
I don't know.
No?
Yeah, it is right here. We'll pull this out, see how many miles are on it. I think it's 58,000 miles. Oh, 67. 67,000 miles. So it's not too bad. It got a nice facelift. And they're getting everything cleaned up. That's all like new inside. Even smells like new. But this old mat was all stretched out right here, just from oil on everybody's shoes. So we're gonna leave the cardboard here in the back, and I'm gonna order some mud flaps or some floor mats for it. I don't know what's supposed to hold that shut, but that's mucho broken. So they've got this job wrapped up. Alrighty. Let me put some grease on that seat to slide them back and forth. So you could go right into the car detailing business, by Jesus, couldn't you?
I think so, yeah.
Look at that, huh? It's not even looking like a farm truck anymore.
No.
We'll have to put a little box in the back and make you guys take your shoes off before you get in it. Right?
Yeah.
Got the side of that console and those lumbars on them, the thigh cushion part on them two seats there, and got a little bit on this door panel yet to clean up too. This has got some dirt on it still. So did you get that?
Oh, sticking out like that there.
Oh, yeah.
Anything to be done with
It works now though, huh?
Yeah, but still, look at the gap here versus that side.
Yeah.
Hoping you don't gotta clam it anymore.
Remember the first job this truck went out on, Tim?
It wasn't a job. It wasn't a job.
First parts run it went on? Do you remember that? What happened?
Backed into a pole.
What color pole was it?
Was it blue or yellow? It had to be one of the two because it was Napa.
Blue.
Well, he's not gonna know. He didn't even know he hit it. Why would he know what color it is?
He knew he hit it.
I knew. It was like, oh,
I see the blue paint and I'm looking all over. All right, we got a blue frac tank. I said, he already backed into the frac tank. He ain't gonna back into that again. And I had blue paint on the receiver hitch right here, and it pushed the bumper in a little bit there, and then this bumper's humped up and it gets into the tailgate. So you can see it's a little tweaked. So, oh well, shit happens, right, Tim?
I do miss the old fire truck though.
Yeah.
You know, that thing was...
That now usually Nate has a thought of the day that he never thinks of. Do you have one?
I never think of them either.
You never think of them
No.
either. I shouldn't put you on the spot then.
If I come up with one, I'll let you know.
Yeah. All right.